morning. Welcome to the Wednesday, March 11th Ames Board of Trustee meeting. We'll call the meeting to order. If you'd please stand and follow with the Pledge of Allegiance, please. Thank you. We have a pretty packed agenda today. I would ask for a motion for approval of the agenda, please.
I so move.
Thank you, Trustee Wendell.
I second.
Thank you, Trustee Mikowski. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. We have several items on our consent agenda. I will run through those and then ask for a motion. 4A are the minutes to our February 11th, 2026 District Board meeting. B, revised policy 202, hiring of an external financial auditor. C, revised policy 609, external student financial assistance. D, repeal policy 2-801, area vocational school programs. E, new policy 626, student commencement attire. Could I have a motion to approve?
I move to approve.
Thank you.
Second that.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye. Great, thank you. As we know, the Board of Trustees encourages general public to provide comments directly related to business and operations of the college. I'll look to Hunter. I don't know where you went. There you are. No comments? Thank you. Okay, next up, we have our presentation from our guests and representatives to the board. First up, we'll have Chuck Jensen, our VP of Admin Services, to present our alumni.
Thank you, Chair Schock, members of the board, Dr. Rothmer, guests, colleagues, friends. I am very excited to introduce Christian Bentley, an Ames graduate who earned his Associate of Liberal Arts with a focus on business in 2024. He is now a CSU Global at CSU Global, studying organizational leadership with dual focuses in nonprofit and public relations and international business. Christian's story is one of purpose, growth, and giving back. Please help me welcome Christian Bentley.
Good afternoon, everybody. As I was introduced, it is an honor to be here before you guys today. From long before I was born until the day that I chose Ames, this college has been tied to my family's history. In 1969, my great-grandfather Earl sold part of his land so that Ames could grow into the institution it is today. For him, that land was his life's work, but he saw something beyond himself. He believed in education, which shaped generations he would never meet. Decades later, my mom attended Ames from 2002 to 2004. Some of my earliest memories are of her sitting in the bookstore while she worked and studied. But he saw something beyond it, but I saw what it represented, opportunity. Fast forward to 2016, I enrolled at Ames, not knowing who I was or what direction my life should take. I came looking for clarity, but my journey wasn't easy. Like many students, life pulled me away, pushed me off course, and made me question whether I would ever finish what I started. That's when the Finish What You Started program changed everything. It was more than just funding. It was a hand reaching back, lifting me forward, and reminding me that my story wasn't over. But what matters most is what happens next. In that March, I came back with a renewed focus and a newfound sense of purpose. That following October, my story was shared with the Ames website and they titled it Fueled by Purpose. That phrase perfectly describes what Ames gave to me. It wasn't just an education, it was momentum. It was the spark that pushed me to see more in myself than I had ever before. And in that same December, I proudly graduated. Now, this May, I am set to walk with my bachelor's degree and dual focus. And just last week, I published my first novel, something that I never have been prepared for. Sorry. Sorry, I'm just a little nervous. That progression from uncertainty to completion, from completion to advancement, and a direct reflection to Aims' impact. Aims doesn't just enroll students, it builds momentum. It creates an upward mobility. It produces graduates who continue to lead, create, and contribute. As trustees, you are stewards of that legacy. You safeguard academic integrity, you protect institution vision, you ensure that Aims remains responsive to workforce needs and accessible to students like me, students who may not start with clarity, but who leave with direction. And I can tell you firsthand, the policies you approve, the programs you sustain, and the completion initiatives you champion matter. They ripple outward into families, businesses, communities, and even unexpected places like published books and global leadership initiatives. Since graduating, I've continued to live by the personal motto that took shape here at Aims, living with purpose and exploring with passion. That mindset has cultivated in classrooms through mentorship and through the institution that believes students are worth investing in, even when their journeys are non-linear. Today, I stand here before you as a continuation of a 56-year family connection, a graduate shaped by its completion initiatives, a soon-to-be bachelor's graduate, and a first-time novel author. None of that happens in isolation. It happens because Aims fulfills its mission. Aims is not just a college, it's a catalyst for purpose. It's an engine for social mobility and a legacy that strengthens the region and beyond. Thank you for your leadership, thank you for your stewardship, and thank you for ensuring that students like me have the opportunity not just to begin, but to finish, grow, and multiply that impact. It's an honor to be a part of that legacy. Thank you.
And congratulations. Thank you for being here today. It means a lot in sharing your words for us. For the board, it really, and all of us in the room, it grounds us, reminds us of why we're here, and seeing your successes is just great. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Christian. What a great story. And we're going to have to know the name of your novel. Right? So don't forget that. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Janine. Next up, we have our representatives to the board. First up, we have our Aims Faculty Association, Patrice Bergstaller.
Hi. It's the Aims Faculty Association's tradition to have two Board of Trustee faculty reps. So today I'm going to introduce Nicholas Luna from the Windsor campus. He's a full-time professor in automotive technology. Right there. Yes.
Good afternoon, everybody. So something that's not on the agenda that I wanted to talk about through the Aims Faculty Association, some of our accomplishments, is in early February out on the Windsor campus for the Automotive Technology Department, we hosted Skills USA. Skills USA is where we bring together judges and students from all over the place. There was a total of 30 students on the collision side competing, 20 of which were Aims students. And they come and compete in real world scenarios. And from our 20 students, 9 of them placed regionally and will be going on to state. Now, we have been competing in Skills USA for 14 years and have earned 15 national podiums. So the 9 students, I wanted to mention them specifically in automotive refinishing post-secondary. Tristan Jeffrey earned first place. Daniel Carello earned second place. Megan Pierrette earned third place. So all 3 of the podiums were Aims students. In collision repair post-secondary, Jesse Bearderman earned second place, and Olivia Chivers earned third place. In damage appraisal for post-secondary, Cloud Klein earned first place. Carter Sargent earned second place, and Diana Perry earned third place. In collision repairs secondary division, Miranda Eckert earned first place in that. And those are the 9 students at Aims out of 20 who are competing that will be going on to the state Skills USA finals. And then from there, they can move on to nationals. And a special thank you to Mike Hanscom and Kyle Cardet. There are 2 coaches for Skills USA on the collision department and 2 of our full-time faculty. Thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank Nicholas. Right, Nicholas? Nick, thank you. Okay, next up, we have our Ames Staff Association, Paul Bashley.
Good afternoon, Chair Schock, trustees, and of course, my esteemed colleagues. On behalf of the Ames Staff Association, thank you for the opportunity to share a few updates. And more importantly, to express our appreciation for the time and energy you invest in the institution. Your presence and commitment matter deeply to the staff. It reinforces that work we do here every day, often behind the scenes, is seen, valued, and connected to the larger mission of the student success and the community impact. I'd like to begin with highlights from our most recent ASA meeting, which was hosted at the Ames Aircraft Maintenance Training Center. We were honored to be welcomed by Michael Sasso, who generously shared his expertise and his time. Michael provided an engaging look into the aircraft maintenance program, offering insight into the technical rigor, industry alignment, and career paths that students experience. As a courtesy, Michael also gave ASA members a guided tour of the maintenance center, allowing staff from across the college to witness firsthand the specialized learning environment that supports our students. That experience strengthened cross-departmental understanding and reminded us how interconnected our roles are. Community connection remains a central focus of ASA. Friday, April 24th, we'll once again partner with the Weld County Food Bank for a volunteer event. This initiative reflects our belief that serving beyond campus strengthens both our community relationships and our sense of shared purpose. Whether sorting food, packing boxes, or simply showing up to help, staff participation demonstrates that Ames is not only an educational institution, but also a committed community partner. I would also like to take this moment to spotlight a couple of staff members, recognizing individuals who exemplify the professionalism and dedication that defines Ames. First is Miranda McFarling and Les Wimmers are being recognized for their thoughtful and informative approach to reporting workplace injuries. While safety reporting may not be the most glamorous topic, their clarity, professionalism, and commitment to education have provided facilities and operations staff with the essential knowledge and confidence. Their work contributes directly to a safer campus environment for everyone. We also celebrate Olivia Marks for her unwavering dedication to student success. When high school students and staff encountered challenges submitting graduation applications and securing Ames credit, Olivia stepped in without hesitation. She went above and beyond to guide them through the process, ensuring students stayed on track and felt supported. Her actions are a powerful reminder that sometimes the difference between frustration and success is a staff member willing to care a little extra. These recognitions represent something larger. The extraordinary impact of all of our Ames staff. Every day, staff members solve problems, support students, maintain operations, and create welcoming spaces that allow teaching and learning to thrive. Their professionalism, compassion, and dedication are foundational to the college. In closing, I want to again thank the Board of Trustees for your continued investment of time, attention, and leadership. Your engagement sends a clear message to staff that our contributions matter and that they are essential partners in advancing Ames' mission. We are proud to serve this college, proud of our colleagues, and grateful for the opportunity to work together in support of our students and community. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Any questions for Paul? Nice job. Thank you. And next up, we have our Student Government Association, Brian Burnell.
Good afternoon, members of the board.
faculty, staff, and my fellow students. Every month I get the privilege to come here and update you on the ongoings from a student's perspective. This month has been busy with activities, presentations, travel, and student engagement. While on campus, I get to connect with students and get to know their stories. Today, I'd like to talk to you about one of my fellow peers. I'll let you know a little bit about her story and with her permission, but I will leave her name out for now. This young lady is a leader on this campus, and she has dealt with homelessness and drug addiction. Her journey out of high school is one where she was able to complete, even though her family found themselves living from place to place. Not knowing the next stable home to go, she joined a group that welcomed her with open arms, though she ultimately found out it was the wrong fit. She admitted that school was not hard, but dealing with homelessness and the introduction to drugs made it easier to deal with the challenges that she faced. She did graduate from high school and decided that it was time for her to find a different path. The student packed up her belongings, purchased a car, and traveled the West Coast. She worked her way down from Washington down to California, taking whatever odd job she could find to keep moving along the way. This lifestyle gave her the ability to get away from the drugs and find herself. She enjoyed the travel, but she found herself without money and on the streets again. With nowhere to go, she came back to Colorado for a family event. She thought it was temporary, but soon found out about Aims Community College. She decided that her new path would be college, and she could learn more about herself. She learned her past does not define who she is. She's on a path to accomplishing great things here at Aims. Her path is far from over, and she will continue to grow as she gets her degree here at Aims Community College. Her story is about resiliency, determination, and the ability to change. Which brings me to the event that Student Life hosted last Tuesday. Dr. David Carrillo came to our campus to speak on his journey. He spoke about his mistakes and how he became incarcerated. He explained how he decided to make a change for himself. He earned a degree while incarcerated. He became a professor while in prison and taught other inmates. He was granted clemency last December and still teaches classes to other inmates. He has become an author, a business owner, and a leader in the community. One thing that stuck out to me as a student was during the question and answer portion of the event. Another person asked, what was the most impactful thing for him on his journey? Dr. Carrillo, eyes tearing up, speech slowed down, and he said, quote, I wanted to tell the family that what I did was wrong and that I was sorry for what I did. I was not expecting anything in return. I just wanted the family to have the time to say whatever it was that they needed to say. Without expecting anything back, they gave me forgiveness, end quote. It left me thinking about how often we leave conversations and expecting something in return. It is a beautiful thing to witness that when you do not expect anything, sometimes you get everything. As you hear from some of these examples of resiliency, determination, and ability to change, I got to experience them through these two stories that I have shared today. These are just a couple of the stories that I get to hear from others on campus, and that is why I love this job. I'm glad I was able to share these stories with you today. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. Any questions? Nice job. Thank you. Okay, next up, we have our action items. 7A, resolution authorizing the negotiation of a lease/purchase of certain land, Windsor campus. Chuck Jensen, our Vice President of Administrative Services.
Thank you, Chair Schock, members of the board, Dr. Ruthmer. You have before you action item 7A. Resolution authorizing the negotiation of a lease purchase of certain lands at our Windsor campus. The purpose of this acquisition is to acquire land for future campus expansion and to establish a protective buffer between the Windsor campus and potential commercial or residential developments to the west. This property is located off of County Road 15, and it consists of looking at up to 60 acres to be subdivided from a larger 155-acre parcel, and the parcel is currently under single ownership. I'm not going to read the whole legal description to you because it is very long, but it's listed in your action item. As part of the negotiations, this parcel will be resurveyed to portion out that portion that will be lease purchasing from the potential seller, from the seller. The owner has proposed a lease to purchase agreement, which under the college would lease the land prior to purchase, and the lease payments would be credited towards the eventual purchase price. The arrangement allows phased financial commitment through a lease to purchase structure. The estimated cost of this, inclusive of all those payments, lease payments, is between $3 and $3.9 million. The administrative recommendation is to motion to approve the resolution authorizing the negotiation of a lease purchase agreement for up to 60 acres of land located at County Road 15 with the legal description as noted in your action item. I'll stand for questions. Chair Schock.
Any questions? Okay, we have a recommendation to approve the resolution authorizing the negotiation of the lease purchase agreement for up to 60 acres of land as described by Chuck.
I move to approve this resolution.
Thank you.
Second that.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we have action item 7B, resolution authorizing the negotiation and purchase of certain real estate, airport campus. Again, Chuck Jensen, our Vice President of Administrative Services.
Thank you, Chair Schock, members of the board, Dr. Rothmer. You have in front of you action item 7B, just as the chair described. The purchase of this real estate will consolidate college operations in Loveland to one location and support administrative, instructional, and student services for the aviation and other academic programs. The facility that we're looking at is located at 5887 Langley Avenue in Loveland, Colorado. The purchase includes both the land and the facility. That's very important. The estimated cost to purchase, this is dependent upon final negotiations with the seller, but is estimated to be between $2.6 and $3 million. The administrative recommendation is a motion to approve the resolution to negotiate and purchase the real estate identified as a hangar facility located at 5887 Langley Avenue, Loveland, Colorado. And the purchase price includes facility and land. I stand for any questions.
Any questions? If not, I'll repeat the administrative recommendation for a motion to approve the resolution to negotiate and purchase the real estate identified as hangar facility located at 5887 Langley Avenue, Loveland, Colorado. The purchase would include facility and land. Would anybody like to make a motion to approve?
I make a motion that we approve the resolution.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Great, thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And action item 7C, resolution authorizing the negotiation and sale of certain real estate, downtown Loveland building. Again, Chuck Jensen, our VP of Administrative Services.
Thank you, Chair Schock, members of the board, Dr. Bornstein, you have Dr. Rothmer. I'm sorry. I got 2 out of 3. Dr. Rothmer, you have before you action item 7C, as noted by the chair. This sale of real estate will consolidate college operations in Loveland to one location and support administrative, instructional, and student services for the aviation and other academic programs. The building, of course, is located at 104 East 4th Street in Loveland. The sale would include both the building and the land. The estimated net proceeds from the sale is dependent upon final negotiations with the buyer, but is estimated to be between 1.9 million and 2.2 million. The administrative recommendation is a motion to approve the resolution to negotiate and sell the real estate identified as downtown Loveland building located at 104 East 4th Street, Loveland, Colorado. The sale includes building and land. I stand for questions.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay. I will repeat the administrative recommendation. You may change the motion if you would like, but the recommendation is to approve the resolution to negotiate and sell the real estate identified as downtown Loveland building located at 104 East 4th Street, Loveland, Colorado. The sale does include the building and land. Is there a motion to approve?
I so approve action item number 7C.
Thank you, Heidi.
Second.
Thank you, Janine. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chuck. Next up, we have action item 7D, our Distinguished Fellow Award, and trustee Heidi Wendell will present.
Okay, so every year we have a Distinguished Fellow Award and someone submits one or two or three choices. I'm just going to read a quick summary. The Distinguished Fellow Award is granted by Ames Community College in recognition of outstanding service to the college. Annually, the Board of Trustees may recognize extraordinary commitment, allegiance, and contributions by individuals to the mission, vision, and values of Ames Community College by naming them as Distinguished Fellow. There is a bunch of criteria. I won't go into that. But the Distinguished Fellow Award Committee is very pleased to unanimously endorse John W. Hafley as the 2006 Distinguished Fellow. Mr. Hafley exemplifies the spirit and intent of the Distinguished Fellow Award through a lifetime of unwavering service, leadership, and devotion to education, values that mirror the mission of Ames Community College and higher education as a whole. He was a dedicated public servant, a deeply respected educator, and a passionate advocate for students and the community. This was exemplified by his career as an educator and a coach, active involvement with several organizations in Northern Colorado, service on the Greeley-Evans School District 6 Board of Education from 2013 to 2021, and service on the Ames Board of Trustees from 2023 until his passing in 2025. John W. Hafley's life stands as a testament to the transformative power of education, service, and love. Let us honor his legacy with this award and a steadfast commitment to one of his mantras: all means all. So, yeah.
Thank you, Heidi. The administrative recommendation is a motion to select John W. Hafley as the 2026 Distinguished Fellow. And I would entertain a motion to approve. Oh, sorry. Trustee Solis.
So John was really special to many of us. And it is an honor to make a motion to approve the 2026 Distinguished Fellow as presented. I thank you, Heidi, for, I think we're all teary-eyed right now. But I second the motion. Thank you.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
John still does it to us. Yep. Okay, we'll look forward to celebrating him as a Distinguished Fellow. Next up, we have item A. We have Jerry, our board liaison, who will present the events calendar and upcoming work session and agenda items.
Thank you, Chair Schock. You'll find there in your packets the events calendar. You'll see quite a few events coming up between now and the end of the semester. The one I wanted to focus on is the one coming up a little bit more quickly, which is the AWIC beam signing. Currently, we have 3 trustees signed up to attend that. We have trustees Solis, Makowski, and Wendell, but certainly, okay, I'll get you both down as well. So I'll add you both to that. The other one that I wanted to touch on, I sent out an email earlier this week just as a note that in the packet, I have the incorrect date For Ag Day, it is actually March the 31st, not March the 25th. The times and locations are the same, but the date is incorrect in the packet. The last thing that I wanted to talk through here is the extensive list of Celebration Week items. I won't go through them line by line, but based on my spreadsheet, I've got at least one trustee at almost all of the events so far, and that's really what we ask for, is at least one trustee at each of the events. So if you all could please take a look at this list and take a look at your calendars and let me know by the end of this week which ones you would like to attend. And then I'll get everything updated in RSVPs sent out to those organizations. The next piece that I wanted to touch on is the upcoming meeting. April, our Board of Trustees meeting will be in Fort Lupton. So we'll be meeting down there. We will have on the docket for the work session a review of the proposed tax info and proposed budget from Chuck, as well as action on the compensation and benefits plan that was presented earlier today during the work session, along with a number of other items. And be happy to answer any questions.
Go ahead, Trustee Sleeth.
On the ag event, it's from the time that it starts to the end. Do you need to be there the whole time, or does it matter what time you get there?
No, yeah, it
Okay.
doesn't matter. Yeah,
Okay.
just within that time.
I'll be going to that.
Okay, I'll get you down for that one. Thank you.
And my goal is to make the whole list.
Oh my gosh.
So you heard it here.
For watching. That's awesome. Thank you. Thanks for that commitment. Definitely appreciate it. Okay. Next up is 8B, our reminder of getting items on the agenda with Jerry.
Yes, thank you, Chair Schock. This is just a quick reminder for folks and information for our new trustees that we go through after each election. The information that kind of encompasses this can be found within the procedures. So procedure 40-01, which is board meeting order of agenda, really just within item A of that procedure. And I'll just read the bit of it here. Requests for the inclusion of an item on a meeting agenda should be made no later than 14 days prior to a meeting, and requests will be delivered to our board chair or college CEO/president. So this is again just a reminder for our trustees that if there's something of interest that you want to make sure gets added to an agenda, whether it's an action item or a discussion item, run those through either Chair Schock or Dr. Bornstein, and make sure those make it to the president's office within 2 weeks of a meeting, and we can add them to the list. But happy to answer any other questions.
Any questions for Jerry? Thank you for the reminder. Next up, we have item 8C, our Foundation Board Liaison update with Trustee Wendell.
Okay, 2 times. The Foundation Board update. So Foundation staff, Allie Volter is our Foundation Business Support, and Kelly Jackson, Executive Director, and they're currently seeking a database manager and annual fund administrator candidate. They have a new development of a corporate engagement officer named Misty Treyfree. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Their year-end tax acknowledgement letters have been mailed to donors. This annual process ensures timely compliance and provides donors with documentation needed for tax purposes, while reinforcing our gratitude for their continued support. They do a nice job on that. Power hours, they just finished. In partnership with financial aid, they completed their 2nd year of Power Hour events. At each event, a Foundation staff member and a financial aid team member tabled together at multiple campuses, locations to provide immediate support and guidance to students completing scholarship applications. This year, they expanded to 2 additional locations and hosted 12 events over a 3-week period, which is a lot. During that time, they engaged in direct conversations with over 295 students and presented in 3 classrooms to increase awareness. They also saw an increase of approximately 488 scholarship applications submitted or started during the Power Hours timeframe, reinforcing the value of meeting students one-on-one, face-to-face, where they are, providing the real-time assistance that they need. They've received 1,400 applications, which is amazing. They're doing a great job. And I know Kelly said she needs reviewers of those applications, so you can contact Kelly. Speaker series is coming up. The foundation continues to leverage the Aims Speaker Series to deepen donor and community engagement. Prior to each speaker, the foundation hosts a private dinner and select donors and community members. These gatherings provide a meaningful opportunity for relationship building, stewardship, and meaningful conversations in a more intimate setting, elevating the overall experience while strengthening connections with those who invest in Aims and our students. And our last speaker series is coming up on March 25th. The strategic, plans and goals and achievements. Their social media presence, they have had over 66 posts year to date. Their community outreach, they've attended over 110 events so far. Total dollars raised is $886,818. And board dollars raised, which is amazing, is $48,674. So they're doing a very good job. And they just had their grand opening of their new office facilities, and it's stunning. So congratulations.
Any questions for Trustee Wendell? Okay, great. We'll move on to the CEO President's Report. Dr., are you going to kick off? Dr. Russ Rothmer will kick this off.
Thank you, Chair Schock. First, I'd like to invite Dr. David Ayler, our Vice President of Academic Affairs, to present the Allied Health Division overview.
Good afternoon, Chair Schock, Board, Dr. Rothmer, Cabinet guests. Pleased to share some information about Allied Health and Wellness this month. Yay, did it right. So we have 6 departments in this division. You can see them listed there: health sciences, nursing, nurse aid, physical education and recreation, radiologic technology and surgical technology. We have the staff of 23 full-time faculty, 88 adjunct faculty, 11 full-time staff, and 44 part-time staff. Within that division, academic division, we offer 4 degrees and 15 certificates. And then we have it highlighting there some of the enrollment numbers. From fall, we had an student FTE of 175. The head count was 1,166. And this semester, this spring, the FTE is 168 with a head count of 1,040. As I'm sure you know, in the healthcare field, most of the students go out into clinical placements, and we have 140 different affiliation agreements for those clinical placements that are negotiated and reaffirmed and managed within the Allied Health Division. In your board packets, then we have 3 additional pages that have some statistics on the different programs and on the division overall. And I will stand for questions if there's anything you'd like more information on.
Any questions from the board? Programs are awesome. Thank you. No questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ayler. Next, I'd like to invite Dr. Larry Bukowski, our Vice President of Student Affairs, who has a spring enrollment deep dive for us.
Thank you, Dr. Rothermer and Chair Schock, trustees. Yes, we're going to be doing a little bit of a deep dive on our spring 2026 enrollment. And then I'll pause for questions and just have a few other items to highlight. I want to kind of start this. My wife asked me earlier in the week, was I nervous to do this? It's like, no, I'm generally not nervous, but all this is great news. So I'm really not nervous. To borrow a phrase from someone I heard speak recently, Dr. Stephen Gonzalez, who's the chancellor of the Maricopa Community College District down in Arizona. We're in the business of changing lives, and business is good. So looking at overall enrollment first, as of mid-February, our head count was up roughly about 8%. The full-time equivalent or the FTE is up about 6.6%. So we're continuing to see pretty steady growth across the college in terms of overall enrollment. The next thing to note is kind of how enrollment has been growing. Ames has done a tremendous job coming back post-COVID. And indeed, since the fall of 2022, every term since that term, we've grown as a college, usually at about 2 to 5% a term. That do highlight here in the fall of 2024, we saw a quite meteoric rise in that one single term of more than 15% increase in enrollment, and we have sustained that and continued to grow since that point in time. Couple highlights, kind of things that stick out. Our high school concurrent enrollment this term is up about 14%. The Windsor campus is up nearly 12%, and our Northern Colorado Airport location is up almost 89%. I will put the pin in there. We did also open a new hangar and program, but they are experiencing enrollment growth as well. But that's why that number is quite so large. Overall, as the college, though, we continue to see sustainable growth across all of our locations. We do have a couple that are down, but we're talking less than a dozen students. So it's not any kind of large concern for us. In terms of some demographic numbers, 45% or 47% of our students are high school concurrent, 75% are part-time, 51% are female, and as of this term, 1 in 3 students enrolled at Ames Community College identifies as Hispanic, which certainly we're a Hispanic serving institution. That number continues to grow. Our in-district population accounts for about 84% of our overall enrollment. Another 15% is from in-state but outside of the taxing district. So you add those two numbers up and needed to say 99% of our students are from the state of Colorado. We do have a number of WUI students from the Western Undergraduate Exchange and a couple out-of-state students as well, but predominantly here in Colorado and most predominantly from inside the taxing district. In terms of retention, our first-time students at Ames, a little over 51% of them were retained. Our transfer-in population, which typically is higher, was closer to 63%, and returning students right at about 55%. All for a total of the number of students that were retained from fall to spring being about 55%. That is right on par with the national average for community colleges, which typically sits about 55%. I'll also note here that any increase in retention, if we're experiencing enrollment growth, would only kind of exponentialize that enrollment growth. So the more students that we retain, as long as we continue to add more new students on top of it, that enrollment growth will be even higher. And that's something that we expect to see a major impact as we continue to scale out the Ames advising model. That's going to have a direct impact on retention of our current students as well. So that would definitely be something to continue to positively impact this number. Before I continue, I do want to pause. Does anybody have any questions about enrollment?
Trustee Wendell?
Oh, very exciting news. On the fall to spring retention, you have transfer in rate at 62.96%. Where are they transferring from?
Generally, they could come from a four-year school, and especially in the community college world, a lot of times we see students that may have started at a four-year school and said, you know what, I need to step back and kind of, whether academically reset things at home, things like that, come back to their local community college, either to finish here or the intention of eventually going back to a four-year school. Occasionally we do see community college transfers as well. So if someone's interested in a particular program of study that we offer that others don't, we may see them transfer in for that reason too.
Trustee Mikowski?
Okay, thank you for the information. So on the 51.21% retained, do we have demographics on those?
We can get those for you.
Okay, I would like to see those, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I did have a question on the fall to spring retention. Does any of that change just with it being around half, 55? I mean, it's actually a great number, but does it have anything to do with some of the certification programs? I mean, I'm going to assume there's a whole lot of pieces that influence that. It's not that the program goes the whole year. Some of them stop because of the programming, I assume.
So on those numbers, we exclude high school concurrent because they can come and go. We also exclude anybody that graduated because they would not typically be retained to the next term. So those are just students continuing in some kind of program, whether it be an associate's degree or certificate or what have you. It's roughly about 55%.
Any other questions? Great information. Thank you.
All right, to continue on, I want to make you all aware of a couple different aid programs that we have. One is the Strong Start Scholarship. We started that in the fall of last year in 2025, and it's in partnership with our foundation at the college. The way this works for our in-district students who are degree or certificate seeking, enrolled in at least 6 credits before classes begin, they get up to $1,000 for their first year. The way the award works, it's broke between the fall and the spring semesters. So if you are full-time, you'd qualify for that full $1,000, 500 in the spring, fall, 500 in the spring. If you were half-time, so 6 credits, you would get 250 in the fall and then 250 in the spring. So that's in-district students have to be seeking a degree or certificate, enrolled in at least 6 credits, and they have to be enrolled before classes begin in the fall. We also have the Aims Tuition Promise. That started in the fall of 2024. It is a last dollar program. So what that means is that after any federal, state, or institutional aid or any scholarships, any amount that remains for their standard tuition rate, the college makes up the difference. The program is very consistent with our peers at Colorado Mountain College and throughout the Colorado Community College system. And it's also a note here, different from the Colorado Promise Tax Credit Program. That's capped at an AGI of $90,000 a year, and it's only for tuition paid out of pocket upfront by the student. This is covering tuition upfront when there's a difference. The criteria for that program has been that the student must be a Colorado resident, have to complete a FAFSA or a CAFSA for our asset students, their degree or certificate seeking without a prior bachelor's degree, enrolled in 6 or more credits, in good academic standing, and then have completed or submitted all the documentation that financial aid may need. The eligibility for the tuition promise has been that for dependent students, typically students under the age of 24 living with their parents, family adjusted gross income of less than or equal to $65,000. For independent students, AGI of less than or equal to $50,000, sorry. Proud to announce, though, we are making a change starting this fall for in-district students. So again, it's a last dollar program starting in the fall of 2026. Our difference here will be that it will be for in-district Colorado residents. So the existing tuition promise will still exist for all students that are Colorado residents, but if the student is also in district, we are going to make a change to the eligibility requirements. So my theatrics here. I put candy in front of you even. An aardvark is the first animal in the dictionary, so we're pretty accustomed to being first. And certainly you heard me say that we're in the business of changing lives, and while it's been good, it's also about to pick up. Aims is about to be a national and statewide leader for our in-district residents. And just to add a little bit of context here, according to the Pew Research Center, most common 2024 to 2026 economic data, middle class is generally defined as households earning between 2/3 to double of the area's median income. In Northern Colorado, that's roughly between $94,000 and $100,000. So with the change to the program for in-district students, the adjusted gross income for the family will be raising to $100,000. So starting in the fall, any student that is an in-district resident, that the family AGI is $100,000 or less, after Colorado State Grant, Pell Grant, and other sources, Aims will be making up the difference. And in effect, their standard tuition will be a tuition-free institution, not only for our most needy students, but also for a number of our middle-class families as well. So. Any questions?
Yes,
Trustee
thank you.
McAlpin.
Great news. I mean, that's wonderful about, kids being able to go to school, and because that's been a big, detractor is not having the money to do it. So that's great. And Aims has always been number one.
Yep.
My question is with the Start Strong Scholarship, that was just implemented this fall, how many slots or how many spaces, I'm not sure the right word, is there available for the students?
So thus far, we haven't turned anyone away. We're fortunate that we're using a pool of institutional dollars, but also receiving some funds from the foundation to help to basically have that program live in perpetuity. We had a little over 1,000 students that qualified this past year, but along with this change and then promoting that in the high schools more aggressively, we expect to see some increases there, but I don't anticipate that we'd be turning students away, that we would continue to have that.
No further questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bukowski. Next, I'd like to introduce Hunter Wilson, who's our Assistant Vice President of Marketing and Communications, who will go over the Board of Trustees talking points for this month.
Chair Schock, members of the board, Dr. Rothmer, thank you all so much. I'm here to talk about talking points. But you know, Larry had the best one, I think, of the day. So the Aims tuition promise is obviously a good one. But listening to Jerry's rundown of events, we have some other ones that y'all might be able to test out in real time coming up. So in your packet, you'll see a sheet with a couple talking points. The first one I'd like to run over is the economic impact. That's a recent study that just came out, and some numbers from that I'd like to highlight. We, generate $395 million in economic impact across Weld and Larimer counties. The institution supports over 5,645 jobs. We've invested $30.9 million in construction projects, generating $14.1 million in added income, and supporting 167 construction-related jobs. And we account for approximately 1% of the region's gross regional product. And so I think a more fun way to think about that is, we account for 1 cent of every dollar that's generated in our region here. So we're excited about the economic impact. I get to feel like Chuck talking about big numbers that are impressive. So that's one. And then the other one we're real excited about is the air traffic controller updates to that. We've been seeing a lot of hits from the media on this news. So the air traffic controller program has become the first in Colorado and one of the first in the nation to earn the Federal Aviation Administration's Enhanced Air Traffic Collegiate Training Initiative designation. So that rolls off the tongue, but it is exciting because what it means is that air traffic control students, they don't have to go somewhere to get certified. We can do that here at the college, which is super exciting. So those are the talking points for this month. Any questions?
I don't have a question, but
Okay.
I've had lots of people ask me as a new board member, how's it going, Rhonda? How do you like it? And I continue to learn the impacts that Aims does in this community. And I am just so proud to be part of this and represent out in the community and talk about this great stuff happening, which I think a lot of people don't get to hear. We have made a couple of slides at the city council meetings, just to let you know. So people are starting to share our message. So I feel very proud to go out there and share this information and brag about what we're doing here. Thank you.
No, thank you all so much for talking about it.
Thanks, Hunter. It's always nice to get the talking points, and I think both of these are already in the media. They hit quick, right? Because I think the impact is so great and people realize what's happening. And so your team's doing a fantastic job making sure that we're getting it out multiple ways. And then for us as Board of Trustees to have the information at our fingertips is pretty special. So thank you.
Well, thank you all so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Hunter. The final item on the CEO President's Report, do we have any supervisors here that would like to introduce new employees? Please come up to the podium.
Good afternoon. Dana Jones, I'm the Assistant Dean of Students, and I'm pleased to introduce Ana Conches Luna, who just joined our Dean of Students staff. She's our student advocacy specialist, so she's going to facilitate student concerns as well as help support faculty in the classroom with behavior and coaching conversations. She came to us from the community where she worked at North Range, as well as Sheriff's Department. And then fun thing about Anna, this is not her first experience as Ames. She did take classes with us and took some of those classes, transferred them into UNC where she completed her bachelor's there. And then she also took classes with her certificate program. So we're pleased to have her with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I'm really excited to be here at Ames, and I'm really fortunate to have the opportunity to work with everybody. So I'm here. Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Kara Berg, and I am the controller here at Ames. And I actually have two new people to introduce to you today. One of them is Cordell Clark. She is our new assistant controller and has been with us since October. We just haven't brought her here to introduce you until today. And then our other new employee is Melinda Bone, and she is our new grant manager. So very happy to have both of these ladies on board. They've already dove in with both feet and have done a tremendous amount of work, and really happy to have them.
It's my pleasure being here at Ames. I'm new to higher education, but it's a pleasure to meet all of you, and I'm looking forward to working with everyone. Thanks.
Hi. I have to just kind of repeat something that I told Kara when I first started. I immediately had this overwhelming feeling that I found my people here. So thank you for having me, and I look forward to working with people and contributing as much as possible to Ames success.
Well, welcome all new aardvarks. Chair Schock, that concludes the CEO President's report for the month.
Thank you, Dr. Rothmer, and welcome. Next up, we're reaching the end of the meeting, and we always take a few minutes for self-assessment because we value accountability. Do any of the trustees have comments, takeaways, or things that can be improved or that you would like to share at this moment? Trustee Wendell.
I just have a couple comments. I really appreciate Chuck and everyone's paying attention to where Ames is going in the future, and they're always looking out for best interest. So all the action items that we did I mean, we're looking towards the future, so it's quite exciting. So I appreciate everyone's hard work. And I'd just like to repeat a couple of phrases that happened today. One is from Christian Bentley. Ames is a catalyst for purpose. And I thought that was really, really strong. And I think that should be somewhere in our information. And then also what John Hafley always said, all means all. And I think that's really something Ames takes to heart. So that's it.
Thank you. Anybody else with comment?
So I had the pleasure of being at a couple community events, and I had a young lady who actually attends UNC, but wanted to give us a compliment. She said, "You guys get the best speakers. I wish we could do that. You guys are just amazing." And then I also ran into a city council person, and I had some of my Ames gear on, and he said, "You guys and the stuff you get, I am so jealous. We do not have that at the city." So people are definitely noticing us out in public and in community, and definitely recognizing how great we are here. So thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments? I appreciate the board's engagement in the community, and I think being present in the advocacy goes a long way of helping everybody to understand what a gem we have here. It's pretty amazing, and I think as the public, our communities really understand that, and my comments to you, Hunter, about just the amount that we're able to help educate our community in what really happens in Ames is tremendous. And so thank you to the teams that help support us in being able to be advocates at a higher level as well. So any final comments?
I would just like to reiterate what Rhonda said. Being new to the Board of Trustees has been a great opportunity. And so every time you go out in the community, if I wear my Ames pin, whatever, I have people come to me and say, "I went to Ames," and Ames is the best place. And right now that is how I'm feeling. So I'm very proud to be a part of this Board of Trustees, to be a part of Aims. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Okay, there's no further comments. I'd take a motion to adjourn.
I make the motion to adjourn.
Second?
Thank you. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.